A Faceless Tale. There once was a girl known as Pretty Lady. Men didn't like that she was very brainy. She didn't have much, especially money, but men liked her face and called her honey. She was known as being independent and would often be quite offended. She lived in a cottage all alone and was so small you mostly saw bone. She often would dream of finding true love, but the men she knew she was tired of. She was tired of living in poverty, but would soon make a discovery. She went out for a walk in the forest when she came across a little tortoise. He was magical and loved to talk, but was very slow when he would walk. When you rubbed his shell, you could see the future, and what you saw she thought was super. Off she ran to sew herself a dress. She wanted to look her best to impress. What she saw was herself at a ball. She couldn't believe she looked like a doll. A few days later, she received a letter. She knew she wouldn't be poor forever. The party would start tomorrow night and would probably be over by midnight. It was finally time to go to the ball. The first thing she did was drink alcohol. She began to dance and have a good time. It felt like forever, like a lifetime. A man saw and thought she was beautiful. The way she moved he thought was musical. All of a sudden, a woman appeared. She didn't know why it made her feel so weird. The woman then tripped and threw her drink. She didn't even have time to think. Off she ran in total embarrassment. She no longer cared if she looked elegant. The man ran off and tried to catch her, but in the sea of people, she was a blur. She ran away crying until she got home. She really believed she'd die all alone. The next day she woke and went to the market. The man was around, and she was his target. He walked up to her and gave her a rose. He got on one knee and tried to propose. She said she would if he could tell her why. He loved the way she glowed like a firefly. Her beauty and the way she danced so free made him happy and filled his heart with glee. She considered this and finally agreed. He was very happy to have succeeded. Once they married, she learned he was wealthy. She now had money, in fact quite plenty. She loved her life and was very happy. The relationship was kind of sappy. Everyone starts somewhere, believe to achieve. It might take some time, but you can succeed. Just never give up and follow your dreams. It doesn't matter if you're old or in your teens. Continue. Dedication of the heart combination.
Earth. What is space?
Oh look, they're wanted.
They're wanted people.
Ow. I think it's better to have it down. Oh yeah. We're going to Eastern City. Thank you. Oh yeah, so we're going to
Yes.
Street art. Look at the street art. The graffiti is so nice. Graffiti.
Don't you drive.
Taxi.
We need a taxi.
That's really nice. idea. All right, this is a singer's tale. A young woman was scared of the world, never could have a chance to say a word. So frightened to be judged by those around, she could not stand in front before a meltdown. No one understood why she was scared. She tried so many things to be prepared. Can anyone find a cure to her frightness? Please show her some support and kindness. No one could ever accept her but one. They have been there for her in the long run, not caring of what people may say. That person would end up finding a way. Unsure of what facts they could change of her, they could possibly start with a whisper. The long days of practicing and preparing were slowly starting to be inspiring. Every day she was taking it step by step. She finally was getting a prep. The day came where she could stand in front, but she could not pull off the final step. She wanted to give up at the instant, and she needed was further assistance. She could not handle the pressure anymore. Unfortunately, she fell for the trapdoor. Getting caught up with a lot of people, she started to grow many odd ideas. Old friend.
You're gonna laugh. Alright, this is actually really good. Yeah. Okay. Now we start over. Just keep going. Alright, unfortunately, she fell full of trapdoor, getting caught up with the wrong group of people. She started to get many wrong ideas. The old friend could not bear to see her change. They could not agree the ways of the stranger. How, they asked themselves, how did she go? What kind of stuff has brought her to fall so low? One day, where the young woman was walking by, she found herself to be with no one nearby. A rush of cold wind blew through the air. The warm compassion she felt made her tear. She finally felt that her God had responded, free at last to finally be able to be bonded. Could this be the miracle we all waited for? Could she finally fight to win her own war? She ran back to find her old friend for help. When she tripped and fell down and gave a big whoop, she stayed on the ground and just started crying. When her friends showed up and said, keep trying. She hugged her friends and said she was sorry. She admitted she was scared and full of worry. Her friend said she would help her as needed. She told her not to feel defeated. As they went back home, they tried to practice. She did it until the sky was full of blackness. The next day, she was extremely prepared. A little part of her was still very scared. She got on stage and shake like a lady. When she sang, the crowd was filled with disbelief. She sang like an angel, and the crowd started to cheer. She sang even louder. There was no more fear. Finally, she has overcame her nightmares. She can now sing anywhere and everywhere. Don't ever let your fears control you, or you won't be happy but very blue. Conquer your fears and be your true self. The thing scarier than fear is fear itself. Sorry about the traffic. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
This is our wall of fame. We've made this several times. I'm in there somewhere small.
We're gonna have to swim corpse. Graveyard.
sea life. Now we're swimming. Look at how packed our concert is.
This is my car. Very nice, right?
Yes. A drummer's tale. Once there was Casey who lived by the water. She was a surfer, and that's what brought her. She was a hard worker, unlike others. The laziest out of all was her brother. She was not the best of them all, but she was not the worst overall. Nothing came natural throughout her years, but a lot came easy to her peers. She would go surfing every day, and even when the skies were cloudy and gray, she would always try to do her best, and most people that watched her were impressed. Once she met a nice young guy named Ben, and they would surf every now and then. He encouraged her to work and try more, and that made her end up always on the shore. She had all the support that one would need, but in her head she could not succeed. She had a competition coming up, and all she wanted was the medal cup. She thought in her head that she couldn't do it, but all she needed was to never quit. The competition was getting near, and not being good enough was her fear. Everyone thought she was a great surfer, but she thought she was still a learner. Her mom would talk to her every night, but losing was always in her sight. The next day, a man appeared by the water. His eyes and smile was what got her. He was being as nice as he could be. He comes to sit out here under the palm tree. The two of them had a nice long talk, and after he took her on a short walk. On their walk, she told him about her past. She felt relieved to tell someone at last. He told her she might not always get first, but she would not ever be the worst. There was only a couple more days until the day, and she could not find any words to say. Ben and her hung out together every day. They even took the dogs out to play. There were 2 days until the competition, and she had the feeling of ambition. She would stay out until the sun set and would usually come back soaking wet. The next day, she spent the day with her mother and would not want to with any other. That night, her family took her out, and she knew she would have fun with no doubt. The next day, her mom cooked brunch before the meet, and all of them could do nothing but eat. They all got ready and left the house. She had to get her color at the lighthouse. It was time to surf, and she was ready, and when she got on her board, she was steady. Her first two waves were epic and great. The judges gave her a 9 out of 10 rate. She messed up and fell on her last one, but she was not hurt because she had fun. She lost by 3 points, but still got second place, and she got a medal for her trophy case. Now she knew it wasn't always about winning, but that's what she thought in the beginning. She knew she could do anything with hard work. Her determination was quite a part. She might not have won, but she did pretty great. It was hard work that got here, not fate. Woo!
Alright,
Come on, Rockstar. On with our voyage. Our pilgrimage.
We're almost over there. Right here. They're running.
Do you think it's gonna stay on there?
Yep. Now we just gotta run out there and play.
What if I fall? Oh wow. Oh, it did too. What if I even catch it running?
Let's see. That would suck.